Hello and all, welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one we're talking Islam Makhachev, his recent comments, or his response to Dricus' recent comments. We're going to talk about Islam's comments. Before getting started, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Interesting back and forth between Dricus and Islam Makhachev. I've said it before, I find it hard to believe that Islam can skip a weight division and jump to middleweight instead of welterweight. Obviously, there are reasons for that. We have the fact that Bilal Muhammad is the welterweight champion, and as long as Bilal is the champion, that we will not see Islam Makhachev challenge for that title. And it seems like that Islam thinks that he has everything that it would take for him to be successful against a Dricus. Islam thinks that he has the height, and just as we discussed before, he thinks that he has the frame that could be filled nicely with a few extra pounds of muscle mass. Though I have to be honest, for me it's still hard to believe that somebody can jump up 2 weight divisions to challenge the champion of the division, Dricus, a much bigger guy, and actually give him a real run for his money. I would have to kind of see that to believe it, but most certainly Islam Makhachev has belief in himself. And Islam Makhachev is not necessarily a quote-unquote short guy. He's taller, as we said before, taller than a Calvin Gastelum, who fought at 185. I believe still fights at 185. I'm not sure if Gastelum is still a UFC fighter, but Gastelum is 5'9". Islam Makhachev is 5'10", 5'11", even perhaps. And so he has the height, and he says that, and he just needs to build up the muscle. But even with that, will he be a real threat to those naturally bigger middleweights? Because, yeah, he's a big lightweight, but then those guys are pretty darn big middleweights. I mean, Dricus, I bet on a fight night, 185, these dudes are probably easily weighing in the night of the fight 195, 200 pounds. Like, you could say light heavyweights pretty much. And I think that Islam Makhachev, he would have to actually gain the weight to fight at middleweight. George St. Pierre actually talked about this. He talked about the struggle that he had that he was dealing with, trying to gain the weight when he famously came back to conquer the middleweight division when he defeated Bisping, and he talked about how that actually took a toll on his health at that time. So, that's why I love the idea of weight classes, because it kind of puts everybody where they belong, sort of say, without making a fight a quote-unquote freak show. I'm not saying that it would necessarily be a freak show when it's Islam versus Dricus, but I just have I have a hard time believing that this would be any sort of competitive fight. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe for more.